afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It's really our honor to have you joining our seminar this afternoon. Before I start, I want to ask you to show your hand if you have been to Hong Kong. So how many of you have been to Hong Kong? Wow, impressive. About 70% have been to Hong Kong. This is great. This is a much better percentage compared to when I asked the same question yesterday at 9. And there were only 2 out of 20 who have been to Hong Kong. But this morning, if you have attended the symposium, you probably have picked up a couple of key points from the speakers, including the Financial Secretary of Hong Kong. He was trying to explain to us why Hong Kong, why you need to come to Hong Kong, where are the comparative edges of Hong Kong. And he summarized it in a couple of keywords like low tax rate, and where the East meets West, etc. I don't want to rerun the list that he has already shared with the audience, but I want to take it from a very different perspective, from a technology perspective, why you should consider coming to Hong Kong and use Hong Kong as your springboard to either export your product and solutions to Asia-Pac, particularly in Southeast Asia and China, and at the same time to make use of the research capability and the resources available in Hong Kong to continue to build your business. Now, if I were to describe Hong Kong from a technology perspective, a couple of keywords come to my mind very quickly. I would say that we're a cosmopolitan. And being a cosmopolitan is extremely important for technology development, because people living in the cosmopolitan, by definition, are coming from all over the world. And this inclusiveness of people with different background, different culture, etc., are extremely important for the development of innovation and technology. The second word that will come to my mind will be that Hong Kong is really very compact. Now, if you remember when you were in Hong Kong, you probably found that there's a lot of people, but we lack space. You seem to be pushed around by people when you're walking on the pedestrian. You seem to find that everyone's running very quickly rather than walking, etc., very slowly. And the reason is exactly because we are so compact. We are very small. Just give you one data point. We have about 1,000 square kilometers, and there are close to 7.5 million people living on this very small city. However, there are comparative edges as a result of this. We can't change the size of land, but we can change the way we operate. Now, I can explain to you that when I wake up, I said, today I have 5 meetings to go, and I aim to close 4 contracts. If you live in North America or in some part of Europe, you probably say that, I have 1 more meeting in the morning, 1 meeting in the afternoon. I'll be lucky if I can close 1 of the 2 contracts. And this is exactly the kind of pace, the kind of vibrance we have in the city. The other thing that comes to my mind is that I believe we are extremely efficient, starting from the government, the civil services, all the way to the private sector companies, to universities, to research institutes. We are extremely efficient. We are also very transparent in the rules of law, and also transparent in the enforcement of law. This gives you the peace of mind if you're concerned about IP protection, etc. And later on today, one of our experts will be talking about IP protection in Hong Kong, why you should have this peace of mind. The other thing that comes to mind is that we are next to the world's 2nd largest economy, called China. If you want to come to Asia and grow your Chinese business, you are going to face with a lot of variables, unknown, etc. My suggestion is that you should really come to Hong Kong first to understand how business are being done in China. Even if you are very good at doing China business, I can tell you that there are a lot of changes going on right now. And the next 12 months, in the next 13th 5-year plan in China, you are going to see a lot of new opportunities, as well as new rules about how business will be done. So Hong Kong has a place where people understand how business is done, how these rules are being implemented, and we can connect you with the right people in China and in Southeast Asia. So that's in a nutshell why I think Hong Kong is the right place for you. Now, the other thing I want to mention is that if you look at a couple of global indexes shown on this slide, you see that we have been recognized by organizations like IMD, that on the world competitive ranking, we are number 5 in the world. Global Innovation Index, we are number 2 in Asia and number 10 in the world. At the bottom of this slide, you see that Forbes magazine actually ranked Hong Kong at the top of the 4 tech capitals to watch after the Silicon Valley. And we are indeed the only Asia cities which have been put onto this list. Now, so how did we get to this position? Everyone outside Hong Kong said that we have the capability, we have the competence to grow and invest into innovation technology. People believe we can do it. Now, if I go back in time, I probably have to be more humble, say that actually, innovation technology did not used to be our strength. We have been popular in the world in terms of our light industries in the 60s and 70s. In the 1890s, we were recognized by the world as the number 1 or number 2 financial center in the world, okay? But through the hard work of a number of government-funded organizations, for example, TDC, who is organizing this symposium, organizations like the Productivity Council in Hong Kong, Cyberport. There are 5 research institutes funded by the government. There are 6 universities in Hong Kong which have science and technology subjects. And the organization that I run, the Hong Kong Science Technology Parks Corporation, we together have been pushing Hong Kong from the so-called light industry city, gradually into this innovation technology direction. And today we are very proud to say that this is one of the locations you need to go to if you're serious about your innovation technology business. I want to use the organization that I run to explain to you what we are doing and how we can help you to be successful when you come to Asia to build your innovation technology business. Behind me is the vision statement that we have chosen for the Hong Kong Science Technology Parks Corporation. This vision statement has been fine-tuned a number of times over the last 15 years since the organization was founded. And today's vision statement is a very simple statement. It's about creating a vibrant innovation technology ecosystem. So the focus is on the ecosystem within Hong Kong, doing what we call INT. And the objective is very simple. We want to foster sustainable growth and development. Growth means economic growth as well as social growth. So it's something measurable by dollar output, etc. And it's something that may not be quantifiable, but we know we are achieving social growth when people are happy, there are jobs created, etc., etc. Underpinning this vision statement is a mission that we decided to choose to take on for the organization. And the mission statement, again, is a very simple statement, and I'm going to repeat these 2 points later on in the presentation. It's about connecting stakeholders within the ecosystem, as well as nurturing the talent, nurturing the people who operate within the ecosystem, okay? Now, so let me explain to you the implementation that we are taking on in order to realize the vision statement and also deliver the mission statement. There are 4 building blocks in our implementation plan, and I walk through them very quickly. The first one, remember I said in our mission there are 2 parts, connecting stakeholder and nurturing talent. The first task that we put together is obviously one of the 2, and I've chosen nurturing talents. Now there are pictures of 6 ladies and gentlemen behind me. These are people who have gone through the incubation program that our organization have been running for about 10 years now. And each of these have been recognized in their respective field, stretching from robotic engineering to simple things like solar cooker. You probably ask why you're interested in solar cooker. But remember, there are still a large number of developing countries or underdeveloped countries where the supply of electricity is not guaranteed. And solar rice cooker solve a big problem for these people. And then we have smart chip company, interactive media, virtual currency like Bitcoin, and also the last item on the list, which will be of high interest to lady audience here, is a technology where we re-engineer the fish. So when we put the fish into some liquid, some solution, you'll be able to tell the amount of toxic element within the liquid and solution. And for the ladies here, just imagine every morning you put your cosmetic on your face. You know whether it's safe or not, you probably don't know. You probably want to find out whether the brand name, the company owning a brand name of your cosmetic, is a customer of this company or not. If so, you should have the peace of mind that they have gone through a very scientific proven system to confirm there's no toxic element within the cosmetic. So this is an incubation program that we're very proud of. So far, we have nurtured, we have graduated about close to 300 companies in different fields. And at the moment, we have about 160 incubatees going through our 3 incubation programs that run from 18 months to 36 months to 48 months. In addition to incubation program, we also handpick a couple of the high flyers, people who have the chance of scaling up very quickly and going abroad. And we give them an accelerator program called LEAP, which I'll come to later on. The other important element of nurturing talent is not just about people who have left school and want to do scientific research. We walk the extra mile of going to the primary school students and secondary school students to bring them to the science park. And in the science park, we have a number of exhibits and laboratory to show them how nature works, how scientific research is being done, and what matters to them when they go to a certain stage where they need to decide what subject of study they want to embark in the university. And you see 2 pictures here. One is the junior high school, the other one is the senior high school students who gather together at Science Park to understand why nature operates in a certain way. What do we mean by innovation technology? Our objective is very simple. We want to arouse their interest while they are still very young before they decide what to do. And hopefully, one day, they will choose one of the STEM subjects for them to study at university. The other important element of nurturing talent is to make sure that we can provide them with end-to-end support. We have a soft landing program which should have interest to many of you here if you want to come to Hong Kong to test out whether your concept, your business concept, has a chance of success there. So we provide a soft landing program to people coming to Hong Kong. I mentioned about the incubation program. We also link up angel fund investors and VC fund investors to talk to these incubation program people to see whether they need financial support, etc. And talk about the LEAP program. This LEAP program is something very interesting, particularly to people who have already just completed our incubation program. They need all kinds of help before they can go overseas and grow their global businesses. And we lined up with not only legal firms, accounting firms, advisor, consultants, etc. We also lined up a large number of very experienced businessmen, entrepreneurs, to become their mentor and hold their hand while they're building up their international plan. So that's all about talent. There are lots of details, and if you're interested, we are going to stay behind here later on, and then we can talk about how we treasure talent and grow talent. The second building block in our execution plan is about creating an environment, connecting people together so that facilities in Hong Kong can be shared. When I talk about facilities, it's not just about the building, the service, etc. It will include all the laboratory equipment, particularly those special purpose laboratory equipment. Today in Hong Kong, there are 6 universities out of 8 who have science and technology subjects and have laboratories. And the agreement we have signed with them is that on a reciprocal basis, their students can come to the science park and use the laboratory equipment we have, and then vice versa. So our companies at the science park can go to the university and make use of the investment already taken place there. And other than these 6 universities, we also work together with a number of research institutes. There are many of the names shown on this chart. Each one is doing something unique, like nanotechnology or the Hong Kong Applied Science Research Institute. Each one's doing something interesting. And because we are right in the center, we're the platform that can connect all these research institutes, plus the other players, and the more than 500 companies operating in Science Park, the chance of success has been greatly improved. The second point on the facility collaboration is we make use of all the facilities we have at the Science Park to host a large number of international conferences. The flagship event that we are hosting is something we used to call Inno-Asia. We have been running this for 9 years now, and invited a lot of world-leading specialists, consultants, government people to come to Hong Kong and help us examine what are possible for Hong Kong. And we also run a number of symposiums like Internet of Things, power electronic, IT application, etc. Okay, I want to spend 2 minutes on technology trends. You look around the world, there must be a few dozen technology trends they're embarking. And you need to decide where you're going to invest your resources. And for us in Hong Kong, we have chosen 5 critical technology trends, which we believe Hong Kong has a chance of success. We have the competitive edges in playing. Okay? Biotechnology is about the aging population. It's about how to find new pharmaceuticals, substance, how to make sure there are new medical treatments, and also to find medical devices to enhance the quality of life of the aging population. Information technology, sometimes we call ICT, is now underpinning almost everything. Everything we use, every platform we live, etc. And our focus is not just about cloud computing and big data, which are buzzwords today. Our focus are on 2 things. One is to create an operating system for cloud computing, which I believe is extremely important for the future. The second one is about the 5th generation of mobile communication, including the 5th generation of Wi-Fi. And later on today, we have an expert, which is a park company, and Pierre will be talking about what they are doing for the future. Material science, extremely important when you want to create new IC chips, etc. And China having the largest reserve of rare earth, and also China has already invested into graphene development, etc. This too will pick up in Hong Kong. Robotics, I don't think I need to describe a lot of robotic specialists are in the floor. But what I can say is that by linking up robotic engineering with all the other 4 that I just mentioned, we're going to create something extremely, extremely exciting for people. There are a lot of artificial intelligence required, as well as making sure that it's really about improving the quality of life. There's one thing on this slide which I want to highlight, is on the right-hand side, right-hand bottom side, you see something called what we call the hand of hope, and this is to improve the rate of recovery for someone who has a stroke, and this is invented at the science park. Green technology, everyone is talking about this one, and our focus in Hong Kong is about carbon reduction, which is a big problem in crowded cities, as well as energy management system, renewable energy, etc. The 4th building block is about collaboration, and this is exactly why we are here today. And I have a couple of colleagues from Hong Kong. They will be able to share some time with you about how we can collaborate. And I want to highlight 2 points. One is that we believe that innovation today are done through international collaboration platform. You can't shut yourself up in a laboratory and think you can come with innovation. That's almost impossible. That's why we need to work together. At the same time, we are right in the middle that can connect people from that part of Asia and build the competence. So in addition to us going on overseas mission, meeting up people, etc., we always explain to people that come to this part of the world in Hong Kong and look at China. Each of the key cities in China has already been assigned with a certain mission in innovation technology. So you go through this one quickly later on, you find each city has a number of new technology they're investing in. And one of the new technology they're investing in, I want to highlight, which is benefiting Hong Kong a lot, is that in this Pearl River Delta area, an area of about 65 million people, close to the size of France, we have built up something called the Green Channel, where between China and Hong Kong, you can freely move human specimen, biological sample, etc., to facilitate research. And if you're in the pharmaceutical industry, pharma research industry, you can feel the importance of this Green Channel, and we're here to help you to understand how it can be done. China has recognized Hong Kong's strength in it. That's why they have been accrediting Hong Kong with a number of things. And here I just want to highlight, for example, in Hong Kong, across the 6 universities that have science and technology subjects, there are 16 partner state key labs that have been well recognized by government as a kind of state-level laboratory. And also at the science park, we have been granted 3 recognitions. Firstly, 3 years ago as the National High-Tech Industrialization Partner Base for Green Technology. And the last year is about modern services. And in August this year, we got the accreditation for IC, integrated circuit. So these are all recognition at the state level. I want to close by saying that, as I said earlier on, we need to work together. Exactly why we are here, and thanks for joining us. And think about the power of working together in the world of innovation technology. Together, I believe we can add the resources, our brain power, the mistake we made in the past, so we can avoid it in the future. So that together, we can deliver a lot of innovations that can bring benefit to mankind. I'll leave out the details of some of the subjects I cover to the other speakers later on. And once again, thanks for joining us today, and hope that you enjoy today's session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much for inviting me to give a few words about what we are doing in Hong Kong, or trying to do. I will first try to present you who we are, who is ALSTOM, what are we dealing with ALSTOM. Then trying to develop briefly the way we are innovating. Then the way we are trying to collaborate in terms of innovation nurturing. Thereafter, we'll speak about what we are doing in Hong Kong and how we have constructed this relation with Hong Kong, and then a few details regarding our projects. So ALSTOM, in brief, I will give you a few details regarding our activities. So today, and today is very important, of course, when we speak about ALSTOM, today our group is composed of 4 different parts. 2 of those parts are dealing with energy production. A part of the production is what we call thermal power, so conventional way of production. The second part is composed of renewable energy generation. And then in that sector of activity, we speak about hydro energy, we speak about tidal energy, we speak about solar energy, about wind, of course, etc. So it's very well linked to what you are doing and what was just presented by yourself in the previous speak. The third part of our activity is dealing with the, I would say, monitoring and transmission of this energy. So it's the grid part. Okay, I'll try to animate a little bit, but okay. The grid part. So we are elaborating, constructing system to transmit electricity, to regulate electricity, to protect the networks, to distribute this electricity in terms of storage, for example. And the fourth part of our company is related to transport systems. So transport system to a very large extent. So from the building up of the trains, the trams, the metro, etc., to the regulation, even the predictive maintenance of the tracks on which our mobiles are rolling. So in terms of figures now, so more than 90,000 people in the group, which are located all over the world, a little bit more than 100 countries. And the global turnover today is around 20 billion euros. Then let's go to R&D research. So about 10,000 people are dealing with R&D in our company. They also are located all over the world. And we have a large and diversified patent portfolio, more than 1,100 patents. And the global expenditure in terms of R&D is around 750 million euro per year. Of course, we are not playing with the same kinds of R&D as the one people from universities are used to. So it's something different, but something that we could link on a very efficient way to what's going on in the university, and we will see that. So just a footprint quickly to show you that in Asia we have quite a lot of people, more people in Asia than in North America for the company, and the main activity is dealing with the production of energy and the grid, especially in China. So in terms of innovation, how are we organized? So I will be very quick on that. I would say that we have the same kind of functions that we find in classical innovation organization in large international companies. So first of all, we have an innovation management system. I will tell you a few words about that, about what we are doing. I would say we are trying to organize, to connect people together inside the group and to make decisions together. To make decision, you need to have topics on which you have to decide something, and then you have to construct together also the topics. So it could, for example, be linked to the weak signals detection, and then you're building up some strategic map and try to figure out what the people are thinking about that and what could be their contribution. For example, if I put people from transport system one side and people from grid the other, in many cases they are using just the same kind of algorithm. The same kind of algorithm which are used to monitor a grid, which by the way are also the same kind of one that we use to monitor an IT network, could be used to monitor a network of trains, railway networks. So for that we have quite a lot of interest in terms of synergy to do it together and not to reconstruct or reinvent things in each sector. So we have some decision-making places, communities that we have created where those kind of collective decisions are made. As I was just saying, to make those decisions, we need to observe what's going on. To observe what's going on, quite a few ways to do that. I would say a classical one or analogic would be to physically dialogue with people in other companies, startups. You mentioned, of course, what you are doing in terms of incubation. We also are doing that. I will comment a little bit thereafter what we do, but discussing, exchanging with smaller companies is extremely interesting because they are much more flexible, agile than we could be, and they are able to explore in connection very often with public labs, tracks that we would require quite a lot of time to do the same. So it's very interesting to know, to think, to discuss with them about their vision. What's their vision in the field they are? Which means also that to do that, we need to talk with people which are not exactly in the same fields as ours. So open the mind and cross the visions. And we do that, of course, as well with people from public labs, and that's what we have done with our colleagues in CTU in Hong Kong. On top of that, of course, we have what has been made possible over the last decade or maybe 15 years because of the breakthrough of information technologies, the digital things, the digital world. So today, we are able also, when I say we, it's everyone is able also to detect weak signals, weak signs that will show that assessing something is going to happen. Very often those weak signals are not in the field which is yours. They are located just aside, and we need to observe that also and try to use intuition to make some decision, to draw some maps. That's, for example, the kind of discussions we had from people in CTU, I will comment on that thereafter, when we had an idea of we need to think with partners, external partners, the way open systems will be applied to the city, to major urban areas. So for that, you could discuss with sociologists, you could discuss with mathematicians, could discuss with geographer, etc. We try to open this discussion in CTU and try to construct contribution, I would say diverse contribution, in order to, at the end of the day, achieve something which is not existing today. We also have a venture component in our innovation group. The venture component, we have a venture fund that that is operated with our colleagues from Schneider Electric, and with colleagues from Solvay Rodia as well. And in that, we have an incubator. I was just mentioning that thereafter. And in some countries of the world, we have established incubators, which are mainly dealing with, I would say, green technologies and also open systems. And those green technology, I think we do not the same, I would say, but we try to establish cleaner process, cleaner systems in order to preserve the world we are living in. Well, okay, I have already commented that, so it's not useful. Maybe just to mention that in our international science and technology advisory board, one Hong Kong citizen is having a chair. It's Professor Jian Lu from ZDU is with us, and we had the last committee about 1 month ago in Paris. Okay, just to show you that we have people all over the world in terms of R&D in the company. I've commented that also. So today, which are the topics we are interested in? You were also mentioning materials, and you were mentioning IT. We are not in the field of biology, but systems. Biology, symbiotic systems, for example, are extremely interesting to consider, just to build analogy between what we are doing or trying to do in open systems, in operating systems for smart cities. In terms of materials, we are interested by nanomaterials. What nanotechnology is going to bring? Of course, many things in terms of surface, etc., but also many things in terms of magnets. You were mentioning the rare earth and the fact that China was the main reserve in the world of rare earth. In the future, we do think, for example, that nanostructuration of ferromagnetic materials will allow the same kind of property for the domains. I will not talk about physics, but than the properties that you are able to block using rare earth. So nanotechnologies will bring major breakthrough in domains in which we are very active today. Power electronics, the same. That's very interesting to have networks that are very adaptive to the demand, but once you have got the signals, you have the data, you have analyzed the data, well, what you do? You need to command something. If the power electronics is not commuting at the right frequency, at the right speed, how do you do? Which means that we also are obliged to think in terms of new devices, new technology for new devices, in terms of power electronics. Hong Kong, as you were mentioning, the IP system in Hong Kong is simple. I'm not saying it's very in favor of industry. I think it's very well balanced, and it's easy to understand. And that's the main thing when you establish a partnership and when you intend to bring this partnership until higher TRL, I would say. Also in Hong Kong, I will not repeat what you have said, but the support of the authority is high. Also, you have said, it's possible to find appropriate premises in your parks, and it's the third extension of your park now that you are doing. And I must admit that I was extremely attracted and impressed by what I've seen there. And of course, the academic base is very, very strong, and even, I would say, leading edge in the world. So I will not comment that because it's what I've said previously. So what we have established in CTU, I was just said I have 1 minute left. Maybe 2 minutes will be better, but we have identified in the university labs, but more than labs, people, professors, which are willing to establish and to work on a at least medium-term basis on a cooperation on, I would say, complex system. What I mean by that is the program was a little bit fuzzy at the very beginning. For a very simple reason, if it's not fuzzy, we are able to do it. If it's fuzzy, we need other vision, other inputs to do it. And we need to challenge our strategy through this dialogue. So, to be quick, during, okay, I will maybe be back. During the first year in 2012, we had a few visits in the university, and also we hosted a few visits here. We have identified, as I was saying, the people and the teams behind the people, and then tried to imagine, to figure out what kind of project could be. And what we have decided to do, to conclude, is a kind of living lab. That's to say, CTU campuses are a kind of urban place where energy, and especially green energy, is produced, where you have management system of the electricity network, where you develop the usage of the technology. And we try to put together all those things, also in terms of transportation and especially fast charge for cars. We also are considering that. And then we built a kind of smaller scale, smart city open lab project with Hong Kong. And that's what we have done during the, okay, I will not, I'm sorry for that. That's what we have done, and the main objective is contribute to the preservation of our environment. And to do that, what we are doing and what we are aiming to do in Hong Kong, at CTU, optimizing the kind of demand response to a wide extent of our systems. Okay, just to show you there, but too late. Was the main contribution in terms of pollution saving will be in the smart networks, in the smart systems. And we have signed and established a joint lab last March in Hong Kong, and now we have PhDs, etc. And one of my colleagues is this week going around to discuss, I would say, the next preliminary phases of the program. So it was just a snapshot of what we are doing. Sorry, maybe I've been a little bit long, and thanks very much for your attention.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, I'm going to describe what are the reasons why we have chosen Hong Kong as the base of our setup in Asia Pacific. So, prior to doing that, I'm going to give a few words about Sierra Wireless, explain a little bit the company to give some context about this setup in Hong Kong. So Sierra Wireless is a global company. This company is offering cellular wireless modules to connect devices to internet. So this company has been created back in 1993. It is a public company listed at the Toronto Stock Exchange and at the NASDAQ. And the 2013 revenue of the company was slightly above $440 million, so much smaller company than ALSTOM. But we'll see there is space for this company of this size in Hong Kong as well. So over the past few years, the company has been developing quite a lot of creative things, starting with the wireless module. We were the first to the market with these cellular wireless modules. And after that, being also the first to make them programmable. And the next step was being the first embedding SIM die inside the modules. And now we have already a pre-integrated solution for device-to-cloud connection. And this makes the life of our customer much easier to turn a device into a wireless device. So through this expansion of our business, we have already put in the field more than 100 million of these modules. So there are more than 100 million devices in the field that are connected by Sierra Wireless technology. And this is worldwide. This is really across the world. This is a global business. So as you can see on this chart, quite a lot of very famous companies have chosen to use this technology to connect their device to the cloud, or are partnering with us to do that for their customers. And through this expansion, Sierra Wireless has become the #1 in this field. And what is shown on this slide is our leadership position, 34% market share, as per ABI research data. Now, really touching the real point for this speech. We are a global company, and we clearly have customers everywhere in the world that are expecting us to be ready to have a very strong presence in their region, very close to them. The reason being that the technology content of this product is very important, very high, and they need this support. They need this very close presence. So since we are selling modules everywhere in the world, we have implemented this global presence everywhere in the world. And we have 340 people, 340 employees of Sierra Wireless working in Asia Pacific at this time. So this is 1/3 of the company. And we have chosen to set up the headquarters, the regional headquarters of the company in Hong Kong, and I'm going to explain why. So just before these 340 people are based in Hong Kong for 40% of them. Another big number of our employees are based in mainland China, and we have also employees in Japan, in Korea, in Australia, in Taiwan, in India. But being headquartered in Hong Kong for the regional headquarters is really bringing advantage, as you are going to see in the next part of the presentation. So why did we choose Hong Kong? So, I mean, speaking about technology company with high technology content, of course, we want to protect our IP. So the patent protection, the product IP protection, all these things are very important, and Hong Kong is really serious with IP protection. And I know there will be another session on this particular topic later, but for us, it was really a very important point. You can see other points on this slide. I would specifically highlight the efficiency, the very high level of organization in Hong Kong. This makes everything predictable. And I mean, in the industry, dealing with a system which is predictable is really, really important. The efficiency means also that when we need to go to any country where we have a presence in the region, we can do that very easily. So I know that more than 70% of the people in the room went to Hong Kong already, so I'm not going to develop too much this point. You know that already, but that's also a very important point for us. And last but not the least, we have been helped a lot by Invest Hong Kong at the time we started our activities over there, identifying the right contact, identifying the right place for us. We have been given the opportunity back in 2005 to move from our previous office in Wan Chai, which was not really the best place for technology and things like that. We moved to Hong Kong Science Park in Sha Tin, and this was a dramatic change for us in terms of environment and support. So here we have several examples of this great environment that we have been enjoying in Hong Kong Science Park over the past few years. One is the labs. There are circumstances for mid-size companies where starting to work with a new technology is involving big investment. And you can do it on a small scale, but when you want to scale this, it's really good to leverage the support of the labs from Science Park, in our case, to be able to perform reliability tests on a large scale, to be able to perform wireless testing. I mean, wireless is really our core business. We are investing a lot in equipment in that area. But Hong Kong Science Park has been investing also a lot to set up labs that we can use. And I mean, we are very close to these labs, so it is very convenient to use them. We have been also using another lab in the Hong Kong Science Park for failure analysis, where the equipment involved are so specialized. We would not, it would not make any sense for us to invest on our own on these equipments. So again, very great environment from this perspective. Some other thing that should be mentioned as well. Well, they have been briefly mentioned earlier, but the internship program is also very good, and that's for the mutual benefit of companies like us, finding good skills for, let's say, 1 year to work in our lab, and at the same time get trained on some technology that will be usable directly in the enterprise later on. This is also some events where we can take identify some skills from universities and try to attract them to our team. We are opening position on a regular basis, and our team has been growing, and identifying good skills locally is really good for us. And also important to mention that this is not only. We can also work with Hong Kong Science Park to set up specific events. So let's say in the case of our company, certification is something very important, and the GCF is one of the most important certification body in our industry, and we are participating to the steering committee of the GCF, and the GCF is organizing several times in the year specific sessions. And as a participant, we had decided a few years ago to set up one of these steering committee in Hong Kong, and we got very good support from Hong Kong Science Park to set up this event. It has attracted a lot of very important persons from this ecosystem in Hong Kong Science Park, so benefit to Hong Kong Science Park. And benefit for Sierra Wireless was I would say being able to leverage the infrastructure of Hong Kong Science Park to set up this event, where we had also some interest. So bottom line, a lot of examples of very good relationship, very good partnership to organize some events, or I would say work on some new technology or whatever. And to close this presentation, also a point on the environment for our employees. We really like the environment of Hong Kong Science Park with, well, gym and some other facilities that are available in the park. And while, well, more than 10 years ago, in Wan Chai, during the lunch break, people were going shopping. Now they're going to the gym, and they feel better, and that's great. So probably not too many new things in what I've been describing, but it was more a testimonial of, I mean, all this good experience that we had in Hong Kong Science Park and Hong Kong more generally over the past few years. We are there since 1998. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Andrew Chen. I would like to share with you about more practical experience, in particular about research and development and also the manufacturing side in Hong Kong for biomedical device. First of all, I would like to talk about our association. Our association is a new association. It's founded around 11 years ago, and which represent the interests of Hong Kong medical and healthcare device industries in Hong Kong. And our members is from the entire value chain. It's including like the device manufacturers, design house, component manufacturers, distributors, companies that provide testing and certification service. So here is the value chain. When look back around 7 years ago, at that time, our focus is just like here in production and also for marketing. And in 6 years ago, we tried to redefine ourselves. We serve is not just for manufacturing and also for the market, like distribution. We put ourselves as a total solution provider. So it's from basic research, applied research, prototyping, clinical trial, regulatory, and compliance. I think that's the way we look at ourselves. For the association, we have two missions. The first one is basically the economic mission to contribute to the local knowledge-based economy as an innovation and technology industry. And the second one is we are more focused about the public health as integral members of healthcare delivery to ensure that safe and effective medical device ultimately benefit the public. We define the public is not just Hong Kong, but also internationally. Cut it short, I will put our association as a very strategic role. It's a manufacturing and commercialization partner. The first two speakers, they focus more on the R&D. Of course, they have the product they can sell. But for us, it's very important that we are not just to do the R&D for the sake of R&D. We try to make something, and also we commercialize that. When I talk about the strength of the Hong Kong industry, there's some pictures. So you can see here, that is the tooling. That's very good for us. And also the injection molding in clean room and controlled environments, assemblies, SMT for electronic components. And further down here is the automation in control cubicles, clean room environment for production, different automation and testing. So when we talk about Hong Kong, for like Alan and other speakers talk about Hong Kong is East meets the West, and also our financial secretary in this morning is covered that. And in Hong Kong, there's a lot of people, the foreign speakers, they are from Hong Kong, but most of us are studying in like in UK, in Canada, United States, and Australia. So we have a lot of different exposure. I think that's good for us to, you know, to contact and do the business with like French people. I think that is very good. And the previous speaker is talking about how good it is in the science park, so I won't cover this one. But another thing is we need to think about Hong Kong is that we have a lots of good talent pool, good students, good researcher, good graduates. That is important for not just for the R&D, but also for manufacturing and other technical services. I will talk about that later on. The legal system, that is another speaker will cover this. This one is interesting. When a lot of people think about Hong Kong, we will go back like Alan mentioned about that. You're talking about like the toy industry, fashion. We're always talking about light industry. So we have very solid foundation of manufacturing. So like electrical appliance, consumer electronics, precision machining, plastic, metal, electronic component. That is a core strength of Hong Kong. So that is very important when you are going for medical device. So a lot of those is very basic. But the most important thing is about the clinical side that's involved in a lot of research and development. And that can help us a lot to make the medical device. And if you are interested to do the manufacturing in either Hong Kong or in China, so we can provide an excellent service for this. The last one, because we have a very strong foundation industry. So when we talk about prototyping, when we talk about tooling, when we talk about testing of those, our turnaround time will be very efficient because work in Hong Kong and also in China, we can work 24 hours round the clock, not 5 days a week. So I think that can help the investor and also the company they are interested to move to Hong Kong or move to China. I think that is very extremely useful. Hong Kong is a very tiny place, so we can't have huge factory, manufacturing facility. But one thing is good that we can have a very huge world factory in the world, that is China. And we can leverage on that to make the product on behalf of our customer. This morning we talk about that, the tax and talk about the cost. I think make by Hong Kong is in a reasonable cost and also high quality of products. And other speakers also mentioned Hong Kong is a free port. It's very easy access to the China market. That's true. That is much easier. So in case you want to move to China, if you have experience, you have a very strong marketing team, you have a great footprint in China, it's okay. If not, you want to learn and how to move into China, Hong Kong is a very good springboard and helps you to move on. Also, in our association, we have around 50% of our members are manufacturers. Another 50% is distributors. What it means, they have a distribution network in Hong Kong locally, in China and Asia Pacific. So you can, through our association, the network, you can not just to do the manufacturing, but you can also distribute your product in the Asia Pacific region. For us, Hong Kong has a very strong place for OEM of medical device and some of the ODM. So we have very familiar with different systems, like in FDA in the United States and also MDD in Europe, the CE, and also the CFDA in China. We can help the customer to do the documentation and also how to prepare and all those sort of things. Like in China, FDA, they only accept Chinese applications so that we can help to do the translation and tidy up all those things. The last, but not the least, is the Hong Kong government is always very support the innovation and technology industry. So they have a different type of funding. So this one, innovation and technology funding, like the UICP and also the syrup, are very useful for small to medium enterprise. Here, just give you some idea about the electronic product export of Hong Kong 2015. And you can see that Europe is only around 7%. Amazingly, 66% is in China. For electrical appliance, to Europe is 20%. So you can see that its electronic product is around 7%, but here is 20%. But you were wondering why. Hey, Andros, you put up a slide about electronic product, about the electrical, but how about medical device? But if you look at about the statistic, export statistic of Hong Kong, you can't see medical device because a lot of medical device are involved in electronics. So they put in under a category of electronic product. That's the reason why you can see the number is big. And I just give you an idea is that when you look at about medical device in Hong Kong, don't just look at the category of medical device. You should look at something like electronic products. So research and development has been mentioned by other speakers, but I just highlight those. As a manufacturer in Hong Kong, we keep on doing our R&D. Our R&D can be in-house, can be in Hong Kong, like in Science Park or other facility, but also in China. And Science Park, S3, Hong Kong PC, NAMI is all there. But also we are very interested to work with the overseas technology provider for technology transfer. So I think this can be an opportunity we can talk about a little bit more later. We did talk about the university. I won't cover this. But I think this one can be interesting for all of you. You can see that here is medicine, biological science, computing science, electrical and electronic engineering, mechanical and manufacturing engineering, material science. For the QS university ranking, they rank about thousands of universities. Now here is just called the top 200. You can see majority of those science and engineering universities in Hong Kong, they are very good, they are very strong. So that you can, no problem to get good researcher, good student, good workforce, and work for your company. Another thing I would like to draw your attention is that in Hong Kong, we have 2 excellent medical schools. You can see it's very top internationally. And they also have the clinical trial center with 2 teaching hospitals. The clinical data from these 2 clinical trial centers being well accepted by FDA, EMEA, and also CFDA. That is very important. You can save a lot of time and money. Research excellence, you can see the academic ranking of those universities. And also, nowadays, like in United States, in Europe, a lot of people shift to the R&D. But how about manufacturing? We always talk about design for manufacturing. You are very good in the R&D, but how about how to lower the cost, how to control it, to make a good quality of product? So for Hong Kong industries, they have a lot of experience. They can work together with the R&D company and to lower the cost and make it very effective. I won't touch on about the case, but I just share a couple of things with you. For this project, funding is from ITF, from the government and the industry. And work with other stakeholders like Hong Kong PC and the industry, and then we will come up with the product. This one more or less the same. The funding is also from ITF and also from the industry, but you can see the stakeholder, because that one is need to have a clinical trial. and that is the medical school, hospital, clinical trial center, PC, and industry. This is the closing of my presentation. I will put up here is overseas technology partner, university and research institution, ITF, R&D infrastructure, industry partners. Here I just highlight a couple of things. For overseas technology partner, like some of the gentlemen and ladies sitting here, your company may have the technology, funding, marketing, distribution, and regulatory. And the University of Technology and Clinical Trial funding from the government. And for the industry partner, we have the funding, technology, prototyping, tooling, manufacturing, regulatory, distribution, marketing, blah, blah, blah. You can see that it's quite a good mix of critical elements to make research and development, make a project to be successful. So I think this is important. And I won't go into detail. I just give you that you can see 5 building blocks. You are no need to going through 5 building blocks. Maybe only 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's an option for you. So if you have time, you can go sit down and look at those options. And these options give you an idea. What's your position? Which one is your favorite move? Then you can consider that how to move on. So if you want to know more and interested about what I'm talking about, and then you can go to the website and send us an email, and then we can talk a little bit more in the future. Thanks.
I'm running the biotech organization in Hong Kong. At the same time, I'm running one biotech company in Hong Kong and one biotech company in Beijing. At the same time, I'm also teaching in Peking University. Now, why I'm doing all this? Because I'm a Hong Kongese. I can do this in Hong Kong. Because I can work in Hong Kong in the morning and then go to Beijing in the evening and continue working, okay? No, but another thing is that it's very important is that, I tell you that, if you're in Hong Kong, you are also in China. But as you can see over here, we said Hong Kong is part of China, but we are outside mainland China. Now, this is one thing very good because, as mentioned by one of the speakers this morning, she said she came to Hong Kong to see the world. Hong Kong is the world, okay? So this is why, Hong Kong is no different from anywhere in the world, okay? But China is depend on us, to lead them outside the world and then lead the world into China. But anyway, as you probably already seen, this beautiful place, because I noticed that many of you has been in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong is a beautiful place, but you all probably heard about finance, shopping, food, beautiful seafood out there. But you didn't understand that underneath there, there's a lot of science, a lot of business, a lot of innovation, a lot of opportunities. Okay, Hong Kong is no different from you because we believe that high tech is our future. So that's why we think that we have to be part of it. But if you look at Hong Kong, it has all the ingredients for you to do high tech business in Hong Kong. Now, one of the things that I'm going to talk about is biotech, okay? Now, how do you know Hong Kong can do biotech? Now, I hopefully, after my 30 slides, I have 30 slides to show you. Now, after that, you will understand, wow, you should come to Hong Kong and join us to build biotech in Asia. Okay, Hong Kong, as you probably know, is a small island over here, but it's a slang over everywhere. If you look at it very carefully, we have a small island over here. We have the Kowloon, New Territory, and now Lantau Island. This is where we have our new airport situated. And then we are very close to Shenzhen. It's a new city in China that they have a migraine of many talents from all over China. And then now they decided to put biotech as one of the major development. Okay, so Hong Kong is linked together. And another term that I would like you to bring you to attention is what we call the Pearl River Delta. Now, Hong Kong is not huge, but if you put Shenzhen and the Pearl Delta together, Hong Kong is really, really large. And then the critical mass is something that you can imagine. Now, I don't want to go into this, but I want to bring to your attention, throughout this thing, Asia, Hong Kong, you probably already know that Hong Kong is very competitive among all the cities in Southeast Asia. And then No, you don't read this, okay? But no, as you can see that Hong Kong, from the very beginning, we have no natural resources. So we always believe that we are seeking development with all the people in the world. We're working together with you. Now, the beautiful thing about that, based on all we have developed in the last 50 years, Hong Kong has the most efficient infrastructure. Okay, not to mention about the IP, the financial situation. Now, all the infrastructure we built for Hong Kong is very suitable for us to do high tech. Now, if many of you have been in Hong Kong, I think this is one of the beautiful places for you to stay. But no matter what, I want to bring to your attention is that we are, this is your take-home message, is that we are the ideal chief knowledge officer of China. If you ever want to go into China, it's not just Chinese they want to bring things to the world or the springboard in and out. No, we are the chief knowledge officer for you to go into China. Now, that's something very important because I think when you go to China, it's a huge market out there, but you also at the same time that you get many, many surprises. But Hong Kong has the experience to show you how to deal with all these problems. And then, not to mention about the infrastructure we have built up. Now, one thing is that we have the Innovation Technology Fund that has a lot of funding to support high tech, including biotech. Okay, and lately we have some new funding scheme too. So if you come to register in Hong Kong as a company, you will be able to get a grant that may up to 1.5 million US. Okay, and this is a grant that you don't have to pay back. But now watch the new development in Hong Kong. But as you can see that Hong Kong also focus on 6 pillars of industry. Among these 6 pillars, we have 4 of them related to biotech. Okay, this is the focus of high-tech development in Hong Kong in the future. If you want to know more about Hong Kong, pay attention to this issue of Science magazine about 2 years ago. Okay, we have about 18 pages of in Science magazine to talk about Hong Kong as a research hub, in where our chief executive officer, he mentioned about it is well recognized that Hong Kong do have will become a high-tech hub. And that our chief commissioner in innovation technology, she mentioned that we do build an ecosystem that help you to build up your high-tech business in Hong Kong. At the same time, the industry representatives say that we want to show the international community that Hong Kong is fully committed to building and growing this biotech industry. Now, we do have an industry out there, and we are committed. So if you want a copy of this, please make sure that you write to me, and we will send you a digital copy of this 18 pages, so you know everything about the infrastructure in Hong Kong. But one thing we cannot not to mention about is our relationship with China. Now, as you know that China has already put biotech into their 5-year plan. Like the last one was 12-year, 5-year plan. In there, they mentioned about biotech industry, and China committed to build up biotech industry in China. But Hong Kong will strategically need to help China to achieve this goal, because they cannot do it by themselves. Hong Kong will be one of the key players to help them to build up this. And then another thing is that in that 12-year plan, we have put down all this high-tech thing, and biotech is one of it. And one thing that you really have to remember that is China need Hong Kong to lead the technology to the rest of the world. And other thing is that, again, the world need to go through Hong Kong, be more efficiently to go into China. Okay, now we are working on the 13th 5-year plan. And then in there, Hong Kong will even take a more important position out there. Now, in order to accompany, to help us to build up a better infrastructure for high tech, recently we are proposing to build up a bureau especially for innovation and technology. So that means more funding, more policy will be in favor for our biotech development in the near future. Okay? So Hong Kong biotech is no different from any other country because biotech is a global business. Okay? The product and everything will be global. So we are no different from what you're doing in France, but no, we are doing something better than other places like infectious disease. And other thing is that Chinese medicine is a great potential out there because we have a big group of nice pharmacologists in Hong Kong. They understand Chinese medicine at the same time Western medicine. Now, this is how they try to get more new drugs from the Chinese medicine. Now, something like that, no, you probably won't be able to find in any part of the world. Okay, and not to mention about, we do have, I already mentioned about the infrastructure that we have. Now, this is the beautiful science park out there. Now, behind this, what we call the golden egg, okay? Now, we have this beautiful building over here. Now, this is the Biotech Incubation Center, okay, the Biotech building. Now, in there, now there's a company called HK Life, HiCon Life. That's my company, okay? I moved in there for a certain reason, because the infrastructure is wonderful. You can get a lot of things done over there. Now, one thing that probably somebody has already mentioned about, we need a green channel to be able to utilize the clinical sample in China. And then we work very hard to break this rule in China. They're in favor that we can get clinical sample from Guangdong province to be utilized in Hong Kong Science Park. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to bring to attention is something that we want to do all over the world. We want to do a chip, a biochip that will utilize what we have found in the last 20 years on genomic. Okay. But now, they mentioned about the gene chip thing, but now up to today, we don't have a chip that can use in the hospital, but now we can do it in Hong Kong. Now, if you look at this paper in Science magazine in 2011, they interviewed Hong Kong, and that they found the product that we have, the called lab-on-a-chip system, that will bring Hong Kong into the world. Okay, what we're doing is something very different from many places. No? We have a small chip over here, and we can get a detection of a disease in an hour, okay? And then we can screen many diseases at once. And then I don't want to go into too much advertisement, but the whole thing is that I want to bring to attention why we can do it in Hong Kong. Because it's international city. Now, we get everything done in Hong Kong. For example, we have this design of wafer, okay, by utilizing many fabrication center in Hong Kong. At the same time, after we get it designed, we were able to get the most famous semiconductor company, TSMC in Taiwan, to produce it for us. And then we can utilize a biotech IT company in Beijing to write the program for us. And we were able to use our infrastructure, Hong Kong Productivity Council, to design this machine at the same time as the cartridge for us. We utilize many sources. Like for the spotter, we utilize a European country, a company, they designed this spotter for us. So basically, Hong Kong is linked to all over the world. You can utilize anything, and help us to get this product. So, and then a biotech product integrate many different technology in there. So you can see that in this system that we are building, what we call an effect system, we have molecular biology, microelectronic, material science, optic, bioinformatics, precision, fluidics, many things. Okay, but we have all this infrastructure in Hong Kong to help us to build this together. If we don't find the thing that we want, we can go to the rest of the world to do it. Because we are no problem to search for information. So in the future, if you go to the doctor today, okay, you go to the doctor get your sample, and then say that, wow, potentially this person may get a cancer possibility, but you go home and wait for 3 days before we give you an answer. How are you going to sleep in the next 3 days? But with this technology, now you can do it is go to the doctor in an hour, you already get your results. By the time you see the doctor will tell you exactly what you have. So this is the future of what we call a revolution in clinical diagnosis. Okay? Now, but think about the potential of the market. In China, in 2010, we have over close to 1 million clinical institution in China. If you think about that, do a calculation. If one hospital use one chip, one of my chip per day, I'm telling you, I'm selling 1 million chips per day, thinking about how much money you're going to make, okay? But think about what I try to bring to your attention is how huge is the market in Hong Kong. How can you not to go to Hong Kong and develop your business and go into China to make sure you have your market share over there? Okay, I'll stop here, and if you have any question, we can talk about that later. Thank you very much.
One of the things we do appreciate is the progressive thinking of French. As a lawyer, I fully appreciate that. As French 200 years ago, 300 years ago, already introduced the concept of all men are equal. And Hong Kong lawyers, Hong Kong judges, I could honestly and very solidly to share with you that one statue I like in Hong Kong, of course the handcrafts in Louvre Museum are much better. But that statue sits at the top of our Old Court building. And it was a goddess of law with her eyes blinded, and that spells the concept we follow very rigidly, that all men are equal before the law. So in other words, anyone comes to Hong Kong to try their disputes, all men are treated equal. All companies are treated equal. And that's a very good thing for French companies, I think. Okay. Thank you. Okay, why Hong Kong? Yes, we know that Hong Kong has long been a hub, international hub, for companies all over the world utilize Hong Kong as a springboard to go into the big China market, the big Asian market. Hong Kong has a lot of human capital with a highly educated workforce, especially favorable to technology companies in Hong Kong. And it has efficient administration supporting technology and innovation. And Hong Kong runs the common law system. As we just mentioned, that it's a fair, open system that I would observe that as a French company, as a European company, that you could sit and run your business, run your R&D arms very comfortably in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong has a solid and sound legal system. And one feature is that it has very good IP protection. Okay. These are the gadgets we cannot live without every day. And you could see that there are a lot of IPs there. And Hong Kong recognizes almost every kind of the technology and innovation, just like the European system do. Trademark. Hong Kong accepts trademark application with words, with device like a color, font, style, and Hong Kong system follow very closely with the European system that it now also accepts smell, sound, 3D image that you could also file in Hong Kong as a trademark. And one story I would like to share with you, it was a case that we handled just a few months ago. It was a client filing an international trademark covering Europe, US, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia. And the European Trademark Office raised an issue about the literal meaning of the two words in the mark. The two words are just like Toys R Us. When you read it, it does not have any literal meaning. You could not find the words in the dictionary. If you have a first US patent, if you have a first Japan patent, you cannot use that patent to apply for Hong Kong standard patent. But if you have a European patent, that would entitle you automatically, we could observe that registration is almost automatic on the day that the European Patent Office grants you the EU patent with just a very simple step of filing. Standard patents is a unique system in Hong Kong. You could not find in other places, as far as we understand. It serves the purpose like the certificate of utility in the French system. It protects the utility. It provides a relatively short term of protection. It's more convenient, it's fast. The beauty in it is it also covers method, which we could usually see in the standard patent. And that's the beauty in it. It's convenient, it's fast. Direct application in Hong Kong with the standard, with the short-term patent, single stage. It provides you 8 years, as we also mentioned. Hong Kong is a party to the Paris Convention and also the PCT. So we recognize a previous filing in France, in European. Another example of a French patent in Hong Kong, we could see it first started as an international application followed by a Hong Kong patent. Roche is another medical device by Roche. We could see its PCT designating European and is followed by Hong Kong standard patent. Design, we also protect designs. The protection is 25 years. You could renew 5 years, every 5 years. Is another example, is a joint force by B&O and Bayer. Another one in Hong Kong as registered design. Perfume container by a French company is also filed as registered design in Hong Kong. Copyright protects idea. You need a little bit more than idea. You need the expression, like the concept of adventures. It may be translated into a character, Tintin, and Hong Kong protects it as at the moment it completes, so it's automatic. And 50 years is the material time, like most countries in Europe. No registration is required. And our advice is please do keep all original of the sketches, the drafts, keep the dates. When you show it to someone, please bear the copyright notice. Trade secret, like the recipe in France, like the perfume in France, Coca-Cola has also a recipe. Hong Kong accept as a trade secret as long as you apply the appropriate confidentiality measure. It's a little bit different in Hong Kong, where France will apply a criminal penalty on manufacturing secret. Hong Kong, as we look at it, is broader. The beauty is it also covers business plan, client list, so it's very vital to businesses. So, layout plan, we protect a layout plan as well. Tips, when you come to Hong Kong to develop an R&D arms, please do a top-down exercise, put core management responsibility to the senior management in the local place, that protecting IP is the first thing that the staff should be aware of. You may need to give them a proper training to let them develop IP, to let them protect IP properly. when there is infringements, another beauty is Hong Kong is a party to the WTO TRIPS agreement. So if you file a complaint about infringement goods coming into Hong Kong, the custom will help you stop the infringement goods at the border. And as lawyer, we don't like it because they don't charge you. But it's good for you. Some interesting figures, but I'm sure a lot of French companies already have a very good IP portfolio in Hong Kong. A comparison between the Hong Kong system in trademark and patent. Trademark, you could see, is first to file, is same as French, is same as a lot of European companies, a lot of European systems. Patent, as we covered, Hong Kong is a lot of, is a member of a lot of international treaties that will give you very good benefits when you use the Hong Kong system. So, if you develop and extend your R&D function in Hong Kong, I'm sure you yourself, your colleague, will have a lot of good time with the dim sum there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like first to thank the organizers for invitation. I'm very honored to be in charge, if I may say, of the 30 next minutes of the discussion, question, answers. Let me tell you first in 3 minutes about myself and about my relation with Hong Kong. First of all, I'm a physicist, and I have 2 chapters of my professional life. One is 18 years in fundamental research in laser, optoelectronics, atomic and molecular physics. And the second chapter is 24 years as the chief scientific officer of the biggest world company in cement and concrete production, Lafarge, a French-based international company. Now, as far as my position today, I'm retired, but I'm a member of the French National Academy of Technologies, and I was elected 3 years ago to the position of Secretary General of the Council of all, well, not all, 22 European academies of engineering, of applied sciences and technologies. We are based in Paris, and we run this 22 academies, more than 6,000 fellows, all elected by their peers, in different disciplines of technologies and engineering. I would like also to tell you a couple of words about my relation with Hong Kong. I had the chance of visiting Hong Kong this year in June, thanks to a fellow who is a member of our academy and who is a member of the Hong Kong Academy of Engineering Sciences, Professor Jean Liu, who was mentioned already by my colleague Ronan Stéphan, as a member of the International Advisory Board of ALSTOM. Now, my visit in June included not only the City University of Hong Kong, but also the famous Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. And I was very much impressed by this park. If I am not wrong, Alan, it's more than 400, close to 500 companies, 12,000 people working there. It's extremely impressive in all fields of innovation in different fields that our speakers have mentioned: energy, ICT, healthcare devices, biotechnologies, and legal issues.